Right, it is Saturday, Tokyo Revengers episode 9. And before I get into my whole little topic and points, I just want to say my review style is more so like a conversation with your boy, conversation with a friend. Nothing like I'm not on that pretentious shit. I'm not, gonna get into what the story did good and what they executed. Like sometimes I might get into that route, that bag, but it's like I enjoy this show, bro. I talk about this show because I already like it, so it's not gonna be. This is just like pretend me and you was at the job, we talking shit, we smoking some shisha, and we just hey y'all, yo dog, you seen that new Tokyo Revengers? Like that's what this is. That's the vibe. That's the energy I'm trying to give y'all today. But let me get into my point, bro. Number one, rest in peace to Draken. But all right, hear me out. Draken is dead, but Toman is very much alive. And Takemichi, yes, he has lost a friend. He has felt like he has failed this mission because he's on his whole thing is I need to save Draken, I need to save Akun, I need to fucking save Hima. And in his version of this, in his mind, Draken dies, therefore Mikey's gonna go through a downward spiral. But I do not believe that is the case because Mikey has already changed enough where he has pieced things up with Draken at this point. In the initial altercation, Mikey and Draken, they're still at odds. So while this is going down, Draken gets stabbed. And I also want to say Mikey was never even at the Brawl in the original version of this. He was out of town. Pe had sent him out to go do whatever the fuck to make it look like he was never around. He set him up and then gave him some space to be blamed for this situation. Gave him a space to be blamed or as the person who set this shit up in the first place. However, Mikey pulls up, he kicks some ass, he busts some shit up, and he pretty much exposes Pe while forgiving him at the same fucking time. But now that we have Mikey no longer being like a scapegoat for this whole thing, I don't believe Mikey is in a space where he has to feel guilty anymore when Draken is dead. I don't think there's any space for him to be guilty because they made amends. They patched things up. They're brothers once again. He lost a brother. He's going to feel sadness, but he's no longer going to feel as if it's his fault. He's not going to feel like, no, I never had this chance to say goodbye to him. We were mad at each other. And I think more than this being a thing where he goes into a downward spiral, Draken's death, sends him on edge, sends him over the edge. I believe this is going to be something that motivates him, something that's going to be like fuel for a redemption, something that makes him want to change the whole delinquent scene, makes his dream a bigger reality, makes it closer to being a reality, something where he wants Toman to be built the fuck up so he could, not necessarily become superheroes and shit, but just kind of like pave the way for the rest of the gangs, be that main gang, that way he could just hold it down, make sure his vision comes to light. And also, Takemichi is around. Mikey sees Takemichi as someone who resembles his brother. He doesn't back down, but he has a kind heart. He's not out there just throwing hands with any fucking buddy. He a softie. He on the soft side. So he has a mixture of Draken in him with also a mixture of Mikey's brother. Now, one thing about Takemichi, if he's going to be totally filling in that Draken role, he's gonna have to learn how to throw a little bit of hands. He's gonna have to get his hands a little bit more dirty than he's doing now, because right now he's just rucking around getting that ass whooped. And up until this point, it's been pretty effective. He's enough to get influence. He's enough of a presence to be influential. We've seen how he changed Mikey's whole opinions and his whole thinking process with him forgiving Pe and bringing him in, letting him know that, Takemichi kind of brought it to me like it would be sad to see Toman split up. We're brothers. I don't want to fight with my family anymore. Please forgive me and take it out on me. I know you're hurt. Take your fucking pain out on me, bruh. Pause. But another thing I want to say, this is into my second point. We are now faced with new challenges. Before this, Takemichi, everything that he was to prevent was happening before his eyes. He had like some days to kind of make shit happen. He had more wiggle room. Okay, August 5th, this is going to go down. Let me go back and forth between time. I could go forward, do some interviews, game plan, come back and, try to move my chess pieces in ways where I could prevent certain things from happening. But we see that's not always going to be the case. So he's been in the past, he's been messing things around a bit, but he gets to a point where he's altered the past so much that the altercation becomes something different. It happens, but in ways where he wasn't really able to predict it. It was kind of like he was just lost in the whole action of it all. So he's like, yo, what the fuck? Okay, in the initial reports, it was 50 versus Draken. It was just 50 people, and they murdered Draken. But now it's like 100 of these dudes. Who the fuck is this guy? Some new guy. He got sin and pain tatted on his fucking arm. He looked wet. I ain't gonna front. Character design is on par in this bitch. Mikey pulls up, and then also the rest of Toman pulls up. So like the numbers have already increased. So this is a very different type of brawl that happened in the than what happened in the original version of this. And now we're at a point where Takemichi kind of has to strategize at the snap of his fucking finger. There's no more going back and forth. And we've seen Draken now pretty much dead. Like, bruh, his eyes is rolled the fuck back. I'm not... Next episode, we're probably going to get some final words from him, and then he's going to kick the bucket. But at this point, there's no more saving Draken. And on to my next point. Well, it's still my second point, but on to my next point. I'm interested in seeing how does the future now change. I want, in the next episode, of course, we're going to have to say our goodbyes. Maybe they have a little funeral. But I want them to kind of get back into the present day to see, okay, well, Draken is still dead. How much has really changed? Is Akun still alive at least? Did we get to save anybody? Is Hina still alive? I doubt it because, you know, that was the whole reason for him to go in the past in the first. First of all, like, Takemichi, that's my dog, but you kind of low-key a simp, bro. You kind of low-key a simp. I mean, it's a girl he met in middle school. I don't know, bro. I'm just going to leave that alone. But I fuck with Hina too, but like now that I'm thinking about it, he low-key simping. But on to my third point, increased violence. Now, this whole Mobius situation has gotten crazy, dog. We get these group of people that out here just gangbanging niggas' girlfriends, killing motherfuckers' family members, hanging them and shit in the bathroom, and now they've committed murder. They pretty much stabbed the boy. They stabbed Draken. I think this will probably change Toman to become more violent if anything. And it's kind of weird, like, it's kind of weird because all these dudes are like pretty much criminals, but there's still good guys and bad guys in this whole, like, there's people we're rooting for. But I feel like this may cause people to start bringing guns to the fucking knife parties and shit, because 50 niggas, baseball bats, well, 100 niggas, baseball bats, fucking knives and katanas and shit. Like, dog, I'm pulling up with that piece, dog. Fuck all the bullshit. Like, I'm not fucking getting stabbed. I'd rather get shot than stabbed, but I'd rather have a gun than have a knife at the same time if I'm pulling up and, you know, niggas is, you know, wilding and shit. But that's all I really got for this episode. It was a solid one, you know. We had some good dialogue, mainly fighting, mainly action. It got away from its comedy. There was no real comedy in this episode. Probably the first episode where I didn't laugh. But I'm looking forward to the next episode and to see what the fuck happens. I'm gonna be talking shit with my niggas at the warehouse today. You know, hey dog, yo, Tokyo Revengers, bro. Because one of my homies, he's reading it. He's already probably past this point and shit. So I'm gonna pull up on that nigga like, yo, my nigga Draken, dog. My nigga dead, homie. R.I.P. fool. But peace. Thank y'all. Take care. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this shit. Like I said, this is more of a conversation with your boy. Conversation with your nigga. You know, I'm not really in here trying to take myself too serious. I just like the anime. So peace. Take care. And I will see y'all niggas. If y'all fuck with Boruto, come fuck with your boy tomorrow, Sunday, nigga. Take care.